Hello and welcome back. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Assuming you celebrate 4th of July, everybody in the entire world probably should celebrate 4th of July, considering the impact the United States has had on the world at large. I apologize for not getting a video out this weekend. I have a good excuse. I had surgery. I had surgery last week on Tuesday. They said it wasn't going to be a big deal, but it was just terrible, miserable. I had a septoplasty. If you don't know what that is when they correct for a deviated septum. It's becoming more and more difficult for me to breathe as I'm getting older. So, that having been handled now, I'm back to mostly myself. My voice might be a little bit different because what I discovered is the primary discomfort that one feels when one is sick comes from having a congested nose. Because once that congestion moved out of my nose, once the blood and all the packing moved out of my nose, it's like a huge improvement. But let's get on to our topic for today. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube does unsubscribe people every single day. I do appreciate everybody stopping by and supporting my work. You can also find me on Rumble and on Twitter. Hopefully I can get some more websites under my belt for uploading, get the word out. But I'm not getting any traction. I think I have one follower on each of those other platforms. So it's like, okay, all right. Why would I bother going through the trouble of having more platforms that I post on when I'm not getting any followers on these other platforms? It's all on YouTube. But what we're going to look at today is a request from my Australian fans at Port Adelaide Power and Feminism Debunked. If you haven't checked out those two channels, they have good channels. I recommend looking into them. But we want to talk about the subject matter of Lisa Wilkinson. She has postponed a trial of Bruce Lehrmann, who was accused by Brittany Higgins of sexual assault. Now, if you don't know who these people are, okay, well, we're going to go over that really quick, at least the important ones. The focus here is going to be on Brittany Higgins, at least at this time, and she is a young woman who lives in Australia. And her dream, she had such high hopes, was to work in politics. When she started her career off in politics, and then this man, Bruce Lehrmann, forced himself on her in the Parliament House. How dare he? Now, if that did in fact happen, my heart goes out to you, Brittany. That's terrible. I feel sorry for you. I wish that had not happened to you. But it seems your attitude is that you've pretty much overcome this situation. You seem like you're thriving, like it's not affecting you in any negative way at all. I don't know. I mean, you think something like that, some act like that, some traumatic event like that might lead to some emotional problems, some post-traumatic stress disorder, some feelings of sorrow and despair. I don't know. I'm just wondering why that's not the case with you. So there was going to be a trial here, like this week, with Brittany Higgins and Bruce Lehrmann to get to the bottom of this, see if her accusations are accurate, correct. But that has been postponed. Why? Why would they postpone such an important trial? Because you know what this trial has done? It has raised Brittany Higgins' status from a low-level flunky in the Australian government to a national celebrity. Did she find a way to beat the system? Because what is politics? Politics is having the spotlight on people who have no talent. Whereas, ideally, Hollywood, acting, movie making, etc., comedy, is having the spotlight on somebody who does have talent. Brittany Higgins might have seen this as her opportunity to go, look, I can get national coverage of this. I can be thrust into the limelight. People will feel sorry for me. I can play the role of the victim. I can get all sorts of credit where there's no credit due. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not her. I don't think like that. I don't think like, oh, I'm going to take this opportunity to boost myself somehow. Not that anybody would care because I'm a man. So the thing is, the trial was postponed. Why was it postponed? It was postponed because of this.
A Logie goes to the Brittany Higgins interview, the project.
Thank you so much for this incredible honour. This interview and this story is by far the most important work I have ever done.
because of the loggies, because of this Lisa Wilkinson person. Going on to the loggies, not actually going on to the loggies, that's not what happened, but her interview with Brittany Higgins that she won an award for. Why did she win this award? I don't know. She's not a good person. She's terrible. I've done videos on her before. Feminism Debunked does videos on her all the time. She's just awful. She's an evil feminazi. Well, we know what those people are all about. She's all about how women are the victims, women have been held back, women have it so hard, it's not fair for women. And you're right, it's not fair for women. Women have it better than men do. So, what can I say? But in her interview with Brittany Higgins, she apparently laid out accusations against Bruce Lehrmann that in her mind are true, and did not say, hey, these are all alleged. This is what the case is all about. None of that stuff. She was just straightforward, out of the mouth. Hey, this is it. And this is why I think this is a ploy by her, right here.
Last year, she was warning people on Twitter. Passing judgment could have dire consequences for the outcome of any trial. Good advice.
So she knows better than to say anything leading up to a trial. She is supposedly a professional journalist. What she does is not journalism, really. It's just all about, oh, look, spotlight's on me. Yay, me, I'm so wonderful. And she supports these accusations from Brittany Higgins. Believe all women. She's clearly stated that we must believe all women. And just whatever they say, it's true. Never do they lie. Why would she do this then? Why would she get this trial postponed? Oh, that doesn't, who does that help? Well, it helps Brittany Higgins, and it helps her cause, Lisa Wilkinson's cause. Because the longer they delay on uncovering the truth, the longer Brittany Higgins can soak up the limelight. Can just be like, look, men are bad. A bad thing happened to me. Look, you need to focus on how great women are and how terrible men are to women. And look, this happened in the Australian government. How bad is that? We got to get rid of the Australian government. They're going to devote more and more time and attention to this incident, this alleged incident, this supposed incident that there's no evidence this happened. Even the security guard that night kind of had her story of somewhat witnessing this, because she saw Brittany Higgins being naked in the room, and she's like, well, that was strange. But she didn't see any signs of violence. She just thought that these people were working late, and they came back after having gone out for dinner or something like that, and they both seemed drunk, is what the security guard said. So, there's a lot to unpack here that the court has to look at, examine in front of a jury of her peers. Because, those of you who are not in Australia, you are innocent until proven guilty. Although in the court of public opinion, Bruce Lehrmann might very well be guilty at this point. And even if he's proven innocent, it's not going to change anything. There are people who still stand with Jackie. If you don't know what that is, that's something that happened at a university here in the United States, where a woman claimed that she was ganged by 5 men against her will. All of them were lacrosse players or something. They were on some team. And there was video evidence to the contrary of her story. But people still believe her. So I don't know what to tell you. People just want to listen and believe with these women. I don't think it's right that this happens to anyone, period. Because we know this does in fact happen. And brutally so. It's a horrifying thing. It should never happen. But this is part of being a human being. We have to watch out for this event. Make sure that it doesn't happen to us. One thing you don't want to do is be running around in places with men that you don't know well, ladies, if you don't want them to do this to you. And sometimes it does happen with men that you do know well. I know, that's unfortunate, even more unfortunate, because you trust them, and you trust them to keep you safe, or to at least be your friend, and you're safe around them, and then all of a sudden they betray that. It's just, we don't want to see that sort of thing happening. But people stab each other in the back all the time in a myriad of ways. So I guess it's been a depressing week for me, having to deal with this, overcoming this surgery. It looks like Lisa Wilkinson has deliberately postponed the exposing of the facts around this allegation. And one other thing I do want to talk about here, actually, before we go, is Brittany Higgins. So let's take a look at her. This is her, Brittany Higgins. And let's come down here. I want to look at her bio information. This is Brittany Higgins. She was born in 1994. Oh, look, she was born in Burbank, California. She's Australian. Actually, she's a U.S. citizen. Yay! So she can come here and do the same thing to any one of us in this country. Great. Stay away from Brittany Higgins. Oh, wow, her net worth is between 105 million, 100,000 and 5 million. Wow, that's freaking Oh, she's kind of heavy, actually. And then the other thing was Lisa Wilkinson. Like I was saying, people don't like her. People do not like Lisa Wilkinson. This is proof right here. Sunday Project ratings go up during Lisa Wilkinson's extended break after fears her book tour may have turned off viewers. And during her hiatus, viewership of her program went up. Interest in her program that she's on went up. So I don't know what to tell you about that. So to just kind of drive home the point about how great Lisa Wilkinson is as a human being, last year she took a hiatus after her book came out and it was exposed by her former employer to be a pack of lies, just stuff that she was making up. She's like, oh, I was poor as a child, and it's like, no, you had a lot of money. You were in a well-off family. So she's not young. She might look kind of young here. Maybe like she looks like she's probably in her 40s or something, but I think she's in her late 60s, as I recall. So you can do a lot with makeup these days. Yay. She's not a young lady. She's old and she's bitter and she is just cruel and mean and nasty. She obviously puts on a good front. She's like a politician, you know. Hey, look, everybody's wonderful. I'm wonderful. You're wonderful. Everybody's great. Women are oppressed. Woohoo. The truth is she's just a nasty little... She's still a brat. The way that she acts like a brat, even though she's an old woman. So that's all I got for this time. Please remember to like, comment, share, and I will see you in the next video.